Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. Today is the anniversary of the death in 1928 of Thomas Hardy, who, as well as his better known books, wrote some great poetry. One of them that I came across the other day celebrates life. It celebrates our ability just to enjoy each moment, to keep our eyes open and look around us. And it's about a poem about somebody who didn't do that. It starts, along the way he walked that day, watching shapes that reveries limn, and seldom he had eyes to see the moment that encompassed him. A reminder to each of us to celebrate each moment. That's what life is all about. But Thomas Hardy also knew a thing or two about death. And before he could earn enough money from his writing, he worked for a company called Arthur Balfour, who, among other things, were given the commission in the 1860s of removing and exhuming some of the bodies in the old St Pancras churchyard. He apparently exhumed some 10,000 bodies in order to make way for a new railway line. But he apparently stacked the headstones around a tree, which has subsequently become known as the Hardy tree. In the news recently because sadly it was infected with fungus and died. But over the years since then, the roots of the tree, when it was still thriving, emerged from beneath the ground and kind of wound themselves around the gravestones, sort of embracing all those hundreds of gravestones that were just put together around the tree. And it struck me as I don't know any more than anybody else about what happens after we die, and the scriptures and Jesus give us very little clue. So it's all a question of imagination, really, though we will all have our different ways of thinking about it. But I think the idea of just thinking about a God who embraces us and who holds us in the way that those roots enveloped those headstones, I think is a good way of thinking about death, surrounded and embraced by a God who goes on loving us. So I'm not going to stop enjoying life and to make the best of every moment that encompasses me, as Hardy puts it. But I also want to be confident that when my life is over, death too can be a time of increased experience of love.